Don't it seem like the game plan was speed early and then work it to the post late? Was that pretty much what you had planned out, or just the way the game evolved?
Well, I'd like to go inside a lot more than more than we did, especially in the first half. And I think sometimes when, you know, when when your point guard sees something on the floor, which Khadijah did, she used her speed to get some baskets. You have a tendency to get out of the flow of the executing the game plan, and that's what happened. And then we got stagnant. Obviously, you know, we need to practice a little bit more to play this type of competition. They expose some of the weaknesses, some of the things that you haven't gone over time and time again. But I thought it was gritty win. I know that if it was anywhere else besides here, we would be the losing team. So I'm glad this took place at our place.
Donnie, it seemed like some of the high-low plays and then some other attempts to get the ball inside, that maybe it's just a matter of getting some timing down, do you feel like? Because those plays were there, but sometimes it didn't work quite the way you maybe wanted it to.
Yes, I'm happy about at least our players are looking. I think our posts are our best passers to each other than anything, and I'm glad that they were able to make a connection, and I'm glad also that they weren't able to make a connection so they could see, what they need to correct in those type of situations. But it is promising, and I thought with Lay and Asia, them playing a role that they haven't played for us, which is Lay played a lot of minutes for us. Asia didn't play her same amount of minutes, but Sarah Imovia, we don't win a game without her. We don't win a game without her, her experience, her agility, her aggressiveness, her willingness to get back in transition, and this type of game pays big dividends for her and her speed.
Dawn, Sarah did get those two fouls early, and it seemed like just really in the third quarter she was still kind of finding herself. Is that just something that she's got to learn, or is it that much difference between ACC, SEC?
Well, I think it's all new. It's almost like being a freshman again because it's, new terminology. We're probably moving her around a lot more than she moved around when she was at Virginia. She just got a lot more responsibility, and I think, it is going to be pretty special to see her halfway through the season, in the things that we're trying to do. But just to have her experience out there, knowing that she's been in those situations before, we just want her to get her offense going a little bit more, and that will come.
Dawn, what do you think of the four quarters, the early fouls, the early foul shooting? What do you think of the way the game has changed a little bit?
Well, we're a team that really, doesn't foul a whole lot. We've probably fouled a little bit more in this particular game, just because of the speed of it and, Kelsey Mitchell being Kelsey Mitchell. But I liked it. I liked it for us. I liked the fact that we did get to the line 35 times. Probably maybe half of those would have been one-on-ones, and we probably, didn't get, that many attempts. So I like it. I think it favors us, especially having bigs that, force people to play them and force people to foul them.
Dawn, I believe it was Asia got the start, but then you went back to Coates and Asia Dozier for the second half. Just what was the thinking there to put Wilson out there on the floor early?
Put Coates out? Put Asia out. Oh, Asia Dozier? Asia Wilson started the game and started the second half. We changed and we took Sarah out of the lineup the second half and put Coates in. It was more, she had two fouls, and I didn't really want her to pick up her third foul quick and let her play a little bit longer when we did insert her in the game. And then Lay didn't have any fouls at that point. And to put Asia Dozier in, I just experienced, getting a little bit something. Tina wasn't shooting the ball quite as well as she's been shooting the ball, so we inserted a little defense, for offense.
Don, why was it important for you to open with a game of this kind of magnitude against this kind of opponent?
Well, actually, they wanted to play. We actually had been trying to play them for a few years. And, Kevin's one that likes to start on the road. And, we weren't going to turn down an opportunity to play at home and to open up. But I like it. I like the razor-sharp focus that you need. We may not have executed the way we would have liked, but we had the effort, we had the focus. And now, we'll just try to, work from here. But, our schedule in the non-conference is, a lot like this. We play, Sunday, and then we go play at Clemson, and then we play Arizona State. So, it's going to prepare us for playing in an environment when we go out to Hawaii to play.
Dawn, are you more comfortable with Elena off the bench, or is she more comfortable, or is that just a fluid situation based on matchups, or what?
That was just the coach's decision not to start her, to bring her off the bench.
Dawn, before the game, how nice was it to come out there and kind of get the rings and see the banners out there in front of the home crowd?
Well, it's something that we've in the last few years we've gotten accustomed to. But the Final Four banner was really nice to hang up in the rafters. And hopefully we can continue to build on that, that legacy, those milestones, and hopefully we'll have a banner that's bigger than, that one, if we can win a national championship.
To follow up on that a little bit, they haven't been to a Final Four since '93. You guys had never been to one. You got to one last year. I think they're a Final Four caliber team. What does that mean in women's basketball to have two programs like this, building up the way they are, having the kind of attendance surges that I think both of them have?
I think it's great, I think it's great because, we look like, we look more like, the rest of the field. I think when you look at someone like the UConns and the Notre Dames who always are in the Final Fours, you kind of get used to that look. But then you have, a team like programs like South Carolina and Ohio State who, we got lucky. We got in-state kids to stay at home and, to build upon. And, hopefully it's I don't want to say this because I don't want to lose any recruits to other hometown programs. But, when you're able to, build your brand on talent, homegrown talent, it helps. It helps build a home court advantage. It helps just solidify, you taking care of home. You can't branch out and, and be a great powerhouse if you're not taking care of the, at home and getting the kids to stay at home that, are of your caliber and can raise your program to the next level.
Anything else for Coach Staley? Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.